card porn, good for the hobby, bad for the hobby?
Not anymore. Not anymore. And I've always been a skeptic. I was always skeptical of them with their being anonymous. And I'll say this too. I've DM'd them over the years. Okay. And I can say for my own DMs, I saw a change in response because I do consider myself a watchdog to the hobby, right? One thing I like to do is call out where I see bullshit. I will call it out because I try and think for the other person's perspective. They used to be good, but being anonymous was bad. Where they are now, it's bad because they're more about themselves than they can be for the hobby. And that just bothers me. I don't know, man. That's why I'm curious.
Collector's universe or collector's holding.
Yeah, that's why I can't wait to see what happens. You know,
probably a slap on the wrist. That's what's going to happen.
I'll say it. Go ahead.
I'll say I'm hoping that by us finding who it is, we'll find out was there a change of ownership. That's an important piece to know, right? Because if it's a chain of ownership, you can see that someone started with an intent, then someone else that I will say, what's the word I'm looking for? Came in with intent of taking over an account that was a watchdog, and then they bought it to monetize it. You see what I'm saying? So that to me, I'd love to know who that is. I can't wait to find out who that is. If it's the same owner had it, that'd be shocking, right? Wouldn't you be shocked if it's the same owner? I'd be shocked.
Go.
I've been told this, who has actually had contact with Juan Garcia that Hobby Shark has already discussed. And this individual had a conversation with him a few years ago, like right around the pandemic. And revenues were going down for this guy, according to my source. And so, he had food porn, which is a popular Australian Instagram account. So then, they came up with, okay, sports cards were going hot. So they created an account. And then from my understanding, some other people were contracted to do some of the content. And it was hard-hitting, hard-edge content in the beginning, which was great. But then slowly, Hobby Shark probably noticed it earlier than I did. But Dan, the card man, and we talked about in a live stream, hey, look, the content seems different. They're a little more, all about positivity. And it seemed that, some contract happened between Collector's Holding and Cardporn, where you have multiple people on Collector's Holdings payroll just, doing content, including your buddies, Ziggy. I've been told Christina and Chris, contribute to that account. Now, can I verify with another source yet? No, but I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest.
I will say a little background. I do know, I am a YouTube content creator. I do not do much on Instagram. I have an Instagram account. I'm not active there. I don't even really understand Instagram, to be honest. I won't even go into that. It's hard for me.
For OnlyFans, Sig.
I honestly
I'm subscribed.
But my point to this is that I know Cardporn came to YouTube, and they first thing was showing you the big hits from breaks. That's what they did. There was big hits or big cards being pulled. It was, it was card cool stuff, and there were other channels that did it. And then I saw them shift towards kind of doing this of the what's word I'm looking for?
If I had to put a guess, I would say, and I would bet anything on it. I'm not a gambling guy, but I would say that Cardporn, the content and the responses that you're getting is being run by a woman. And I'll explain to you why.
What?
She works for the owner? She's not the owner.
She's not the owner, but a content creator that is posting and responding to things. I think that is a woman. Yeah. And the reason I say that is because in one instance of
Is she a woman in the hobby?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so. I can't put out who I think it is, but I am very certain that I think I know who it is. There was one interaction that I had with Cardporn, and it still to this day stands out to me in a response that they gave to me. The sentence started with a gah, G-A-H, exclamation mark. Now, how many men do we know that respond that way?
Definitely don't text that shit.
So what I've noticed, though, is that the difference in the style of the writing is that in the past, Cardporn was very punctual. There were no grammatical errors in anything that they were writing. Now there are. So it goes to show that whoever was running the account in the past is somebody completely different than who has it now. And I personally truly believe that one of the people, not the person, but one of the people that has access to that account for responses is somebody that writes articles and has been writing articles for different companies over the past few years. Articles for Tops, articles for ComC, has worked at multiple different companies. And I believe that this person right now is probably either contracted or employed by collectors, collectibles, or whatever the hell it is at this point. I do for sure think that Ken Goldin has way more to do with that account than what's being seen. And I find it incredibly astounding that the moment that Ken Goldin blocked me, I simultaneously was blocked by Cardporn at the same time, instantly, which I find that to be very weird. There's no way. It wasn't 10 minutes apart. It wasn't a day apart. It was at the same time. And this was back in November when I started to out Cardporn, the name, where it was coming from, the background information. Before food porn was food porn, it used to be Urban Spoon. Anybody remember Urban Spoon?
Yep.
Back in the day?
Yep.
So Urban Spoon became food porn. When you trace all of these things backwards, all the way down to the attorney that did the copyright on food porn, it all traces back to somebody in Texas. It was the copyright attorney. And that copyright attorney is the same copyright attorney that's been used for Urban Spoon. It's the same one that's been used for food porn. It's the same one that's been used for a couple of things. But the one thing that you won't find anywhere is you will not find a trademark for Cardporn anywhere. So you have to ask yourself a question. They had to be mentioned in magazines or in articles in order to get verified on Instagram. Okay? Who has the ability? There's only a few people in our hobby that have verified accounts. There's literally a handful. It's Nat Turner has a verified account. Ken has a verified account. That little bozo Buster has a verified account, which there's something weird there with that. That's a whole nother thing. I don't, not saying he has anything to do with Cardporn, but there's something weird going on there. So if the commonality is we're pushing the narrative of PSA and we're pushing the narrative of Goldin, and these are the two with the verified accounts, which one of these two do you think got that account verified? Because I can guarantee you it was one of those two people. There's no way on earth that this Juan Garcia person, there's only one photo of this guy that's out there in the general public, and he's a big art dealer in Australia. So it has to lead you to the point to think, is this a real, genuine person, or is it a pseudonym?
Can I ask again?
We've seen this guy.
Not an IG.
We've seen him. We've seen one photo of him.
When did he get verified? When did the IG account get verified? Has it always been verified? Did it happen?
No, it got verified. I'm blocked right now. You can see when it was verified, but I'm almost positive it was verified in June.
Because you think that
2021.
Does that support the idea that it was probably sold? Because
the name's been changed 3 times.
Say why? Because if so few people even have verification, I don't even know about this shit. I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, I understand it, but I don't understand why people do it or don't do it. So whoever did it had an intent, and that intent had to be probably to sell it, right? They had to get it verified, so they could probably make a transfer of ownership to transfer a verified account. You probably can't transfer an unverified account. You see what I'm saying? That to me is a red flag that it's changed ownership.
Well, if you look if you go back and you look at the account on Cardporn, the name of the account has been changed 3 times. So it used to be it was something else before it turned into the Cardporn account. And I don't know whether it was verified before it turned into Cardporn or after they renamed it Cardporn. But I'm sure if you guys look on Instagram and you look at the account, the verification was somewhere in 2021, I think in June, if not mistaken. I'm actually going to see if I can. Oh, look, I have access, just not from my account. That's great. All right, so Cardporn, the account was changed. Let's pull this up. Former usernames 1. The date that the account joined was in July of 2020. and it does not say when it became verified. Now, the account used to be based in Australia, and now the account is based in not shared.
Wow, so it used to be Australia at one point.
Used to be Australia. And if you look on Facebook, the account was registered in Australia. So I know that Juan Garcia doesn't live in Australia. He hasn't lived in Australia for a while. I know that he has a home in London, and it has been rumored that he is living somewhere in southern, or owns a home in Southern California somewhere. But the fact that this name is being completely hidden from the public, I find this to be incredibly weird, especially the fact that they are posting, they have that other account where they're posting photos of children, and it says managed by Cardporn. Now, there's no way to flag that for Instagram to take a look at it, because Instagram is run by algorithms and robots. But I find it to be very weird that Ken knows who it is. The people at Card Ladder knows who it is.
Wait, may I interrupt?
What's the real big secret here with this? Why is this so protected? Is it because it's not a single person and it's actually a machine, and that's why we're protecting the? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. It's absolutely no sense.
Oh, Raul.
Yeah. So the thing is that that Kids with Care, or whatever that account managed by Cardporn, I actually tracked who it was following. And one of the people that you said was Ken Goldin. And then I called them out on it. They stopped following Ken Goldin. It's like, that's weird. Why would you stop following Ken Goldin? That just seemed bizarre.
It all goes back to the same reason of why it's incredibly telling, not for nothing. If my microphone is small and what I'm saying is bullshit, how am I blocked by Ken Goldin? Like, really think about that. I've never had any fucked up interactions with this guy. We've never had any bad conversations. I've never come out and called him a scumbag. I literally attached his name to Cardporn, and it was like, pew, we're running away. This is the same guy that offered me a job in August of 2020, and I turned him down. So I don't understand, why is it that he wants to distance himself when we're questioning things, but he wants it to be known that he knows who it is and that it's run by two people. Why? I don't get it.
Do you think it's some of the people in the comment section says it's Sue's? I think she works for CSG. And I mean, I was told, it's Christina's definitely contributing, but I can't. I don't have the quote unquote receipts, but I'm trying to.
Well, I'll confirm that Sue is who I was just talking about when I was talking earlier about it being a female and working a different.
So you remember that message that was directed towards you and me? Who do you think wrote that? Do you think it was her?
I think that message, you have to read between the lines of that message, because that message is very telling.
Yeah. Very
telling. Because in all of the time that I have followed Cardporn since 2020, they have never responded publicly to a direct person, whether it was subliminal or not. They haven't done that. So the fact that the fact that we keep discussing this is bothering whoever owns this account. It's bothering the shit out of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's bothering them to the point where they have to come out and say, your microphone is small and this and that. But it's bothering them. So if I'm not on the right track and you're not on the right track to what we're saying, why address it at all? Why run away from it and hit the block button and run away from everything and try to make believe it's not happening? Because what they were doing to me before they blocked me is they restricted me where I could leave comments and nobody else would see it until somebody else pointed it out to me that this was happening. And my big fallout with them, I told you, my big fallout with Cardporn came over Revolution card grading with the nonsense, with the sexual harassment that was going on in the office. They didn't want to out them. Then I purchased a slab from Resolution card grading, and I opened it with my hands on camera, uncracked, literally just opened it. And I wrote to them and I said to them, I just opened up this, I showed them the video. I just opened this up with my hands, no tools, no nothing, took the card out and snapped it back together with a different card in it. oh, well, this happens with all grading card companies. Why are you protecting them? So I don't know. The girl that used to work at Revolution Card Grading before I had the fallout with her told me that a certain media company, now RCG is located in Atlanta, certain media company came there and shot a commercial for them for Cardporn. So that is what leads me to believe that Mr. Wilson is a little bit more involved on the back end of the know of things than he's leading people to believe. And when I first started to out Cardporn on social media, immediately, instantly, everybody from Goldin, everybody from Sports Card Investor started to keep tabs on that story. Every time I posted something, every single day they've been there, and they have been there since. I find it to be incredibly weird that for people that I have absolutely no interaction with, you're very, very interested in seeing what I'm writing, and appears to be a little nervous about what I'm saying because it's unpredictable. You don't know what's going to come out of my mouth.
Can I ask, does this mean, will this stuff come out with the legal case, or could it not? Like, because
I think the only way that it's going to come out with the legal case is if, as of right now, they're not named in the documents by name. It's like,
but if they define
witness one or whatever it is.
But if they find ownership of the account, and there's all these people who might have been touching the account, and there's like somebody who's, I wonder if that would come out, or like, it just doesn't make sense to me. The people who had the card, they used Ken, which was a poor choice in my opinion, to sell the card. Then Ken gets a call from Cardporn, tell him not to do it, and he takes it down. But if Ken and Cardporn are the same person, why didn't Ken just have the balls to say, "I'm not going to sell your card"? Why do you pin it on Cardporn to do it? I don't like. I don't understand why. Because
I think Ken is one half of Cardporn.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, if the dispute is right, and that's what I've heard, is that he had it listed. Cardporn posted the video saying, "Hey, it's been altered." Turns out, who cares whether it was or wasn't? He takes it down because of Cardporn. Why didn't he just say no? I'm not taking it down. Or why didn't he say we're taking it down because Goldin determines that it's not, that we have questions about it? Why did he even associate the card like that? That's why I want to see legally. I want some answers. And if there aren't answers, I have a suggestion. I think we should make a legal skit and play out the different roles. Somebody can be the judge, and they can be the prosecution. Because I mean, come on. This is almost like that recent murder trial.
All right, like listen, when Cardporn's items were being sold through, they were sold through Goldin auction, right?
Yeah.
And the two people that were sitting on the couch and they were describing these items were Cage
lawyer,
and Alex.
Didn't they sell for a low price? Don't you think? By the way, all that stuff.
I think that everything sold for a really low price except the Beatles autographs. And that's the one piece that stands out to me is the Beatles autographs because, again, it's a generational thing, whatever. But you have to start to look at it and say, all right, if this is really somebody else and it's not somebody at Collectors or it's not Ken himself, these are not normal items that went up for sale.
I agree.
There weren't cards. Like, these are signed checks by Babe Ruth and like very weird items.
Yeah, and whoever did that, unless they did it really for cash because they're doing something else, if you really sold all that beautiful merchandise to buy a goddamn PSA graded Mickey Mantle, you're a fool. Like, you bought a card and got rid of all that history. That's a really bad move in my opinion.
There's one specific shop, collectibles shop, that has all of that style of memorabilia in their shop, and I have not seen another shop that carries that style of memorabilia. And that shop is located in New York City. Do I think that the people that own the shop are Cardporn? Highly doubt it.
But don't you think that was amazing? Like, they sold for like 160,000 total, maybe 180. It was under 200,000 in total auction value.
Well, then you got to ask yourself a question as well. Why the exposure? Why, if you're just selling something through auction, right? There's tons of people that sell things through auction on Goldin. Why such exposure and focusing it and saying this is Cardporn stuff?
I know.
Why do that?
They thought they were special.
It's a very weird thing, and I
And
think
also,
that,
if you're going to do that, why not tie a charity to it? That's one thing I also said too. If you're going to do it, lie to me and tell me you're giving proceeds to the charity. By simply saying, "Hey, I'm Cardporn. I'm super special. You want to buy some of my cards or my autographs?" I'm just thinking to myself, that pissed me off. I was totally like, no, because it's yours, I absolutely don't. And I cheered for their auctions to go lower. But had they simply attached a child's charity to it, I would have had a totally different feeling.
I this is where I have to question the integrity of Cage, because
Yep.
if you know who this you have to know who this person is. There's no question. You cannot sit here and say, I don't know who Cardporn is. You do know who it is. And I have to question the integrity of him, because if you know who it is and you know that this person is not the best character, if you're not taking a handout from other people and you're not pushing the narrative of other people, why are you not talking about this? You'll come and you'll check everybody's story to see what they're saying. You'll question. He questioned me quite a bit when I first started to put all this shit out here. But you won't discuss it. It just seems that it's like taboo. It's like nobody wants to discuss this publicly. Why? What are you guys so scared of?
Because then they won't get the sponsorship, because they want to make money and they want clout.
I feel like it's a little club. There's
And
the
we're not
people
part
that
of
are in
it.
the know, and then there's the people that it's like, as long as I know this and nobody else knows it, then we can fucking do what we want. It's a very weird thing, but I do think that the person that was responding at one point was definitely a female, for sure.
I agree with you on that, because early conversations seem female as well. I would have said the same.
I mean, the thing is that when that message they posted on their story, it says like kisses. Like, what guy is going to do that unless, they're, gay,
Happy? Or just really friendly.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know any guy that's going to do that, but the other thing that I was thinking, okay, have you noticed that Cardporn not always, but like from time to time they reference BGS? We're going to work with our buddies at BGS. And we know that Luca Nation, they're now sponsored by Beckett, right?
Yes.
Like Luca Tiger Bronze. So remember that post the other day? They said, we're going to work with PSA to find this hanky-panky going on with Mayo and the Fleer 86. And then they said something about Beckett too. And I've seen that they've praised Beckett in the past too. So I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. It may be nothing. I mean, since you brought Cage's name into it, because you're insinuating that Cage may be part of Cardporn.
I'm insinuating that he knows who it is.
Yeah.
He knows who it is. Why? Somebody couldn't have me sit on a couch, okay, and hold up a product. I don't even know who the hell I'm selling it for.
Well, he could have been doing it for Goldin. Like Goldin, I don't think so, but I'm saying he could have been doing it for Goldin because he wanted Goldin. But what's funny to me, I thought was, I heard somebody talk about how Cage recommended Probstein, that Cage uses Probstein, which I was shocked by that. Because I'm thinking he has sponsorships with PwC, he talks to Goldin all the time, but he uses Probstein.
Isn't that a conflict of interest?
Not really. I mean, I use DC87, whatever the heck they're called.
But you're not sponsored, though.
The one thing about Cardporn that I think needs to be taken into account when you just have to start to think, whoever this is or whoever is running the account has to have an extensive amount of knowledge about these cards, right? They have to have an extensive amount of knowledge about it. And the thing that makes me a little buggy about it is when they took the Exquisite LeBron and they took the Photoshopped image and they put it over the top of the card to show that it was the same card. So you're either telling me that you're very skilled in Photoshop, or you have somebody else sitting that's part of your team that's able to do this for you. I doubt very highly that Ken is skilled in Photoshop. I doubt very highly that, Nat, I don't know. Nat might be a little skilled in Photoshop because Nat is a little more like us than he is like Ken on a collecting standpoint and maybe with technology. But I personally think that it's owned by PSA. That's what I believe. I believe PSA has it, and I believe that it's being run by different people under an NDA. Not to talk about it.
So I'll say I have a message here from July 24th, 2021, exchanging with Cardporn. I'm not going to share it, but we're going back and forth and talking. And I asked them something, and they come. I said, Chris was in Clubhouse claiming that he knows your identity. And I do remember this Clubhouse conversation, Chris McGee, this was, and he says, they go, everyone says they know our identity. We have a team of people. We are not sure what others think. So they go on to refer to we in this. So,
oh yeah, I heard about that. The we.
Yeah, and this is back then. But I do agree with that because I did think there were many different people responding. You could see the tone change. It made sense that there's more than one person at Cardporn, at least at that point.
It's definitely not a singular person like you, that's just on Instagram. And Instagram is the bread and butter for this account.
And you know why? Because a human being would want that clout themselves. Let's be honest. If it was one person, they'd come out and leak already that, oh, it's me, man. That's why we know it's a group.
Well, that's the thing that's weird about Ken hinting to who it is, and everything is Ken. And we were at fucking Drake break, and I mean, I'm pretty certain that at some point before the end of 2023, I can have people reach out to Drake and ask him who it was. Yeah. And he'll unknowingly say it. Because
or who it was at the time, of which you'll get the answer. Who was there representing them when you met them?
I also think that the voice that we're hearing, that's Cherry Grayson at Cherry is very suspect for a lot of things. I don't think that's who Cardporn is, but he definitely knows who it is as well. And he's full of shit by saying that he doesn't know who it is.
He had a YouTube post, who's Cardporn? Who cares? Or something like that. It was weird. It was a lot of 2021.
A lot of bozo shit going on, but I think that because Cardporn is being curated to be this be all end all of information is what's destroying the Instagram is it's still youthful. It's not as youthful as TikTok, but if the narrative is being pushed on Instagram, you have to wonder, what is the main objective of this account? What is it really being used for? You're not collecting shit. You're not posting the things that you're collecting. You're not making videos of the things that you're collecting. You're taking other people's videos and you're monetizing off of them all. That's another thing that I think people don't realize. Even the account with the kids with the cards. Every time that Cardporn posts a video or reel to the account, it's being monetized. Whether it's a clip that they took from Cage or a clip that they took from somebody opening a card, or so there is money being made by this account. So who's getting paid?
Who's paying
back?
Some
love from Shine. Avi, you got some love from Shine.
I know, Shine. I know. We both live the same life, Shine, but you got caught, you fucking dummy. There's only one of us.